Check 2 for radio, check 2. Check 1, 2 for radio, check 2. Check 2. Check 2. Check 1, 2. Check 2. Check 1, 2 for radio.
Hello, everyone. My name is Aiden Johantis from the Early College High School, and I want to welcome all of you to the 142nd graduation ceremony of the Marysville School's senior class. While the class of 2020, sadly, did not get to have a graduation ceremony in person and had to make do with a graduation experience much different from what we have here, we, the class of 2021, are different. We are here at Impact Stadium, in person, together, against all odds, to celebrate our seniors' accomplishments. While things may not yet be fully back to normal, we hope that this ceremony, where you'll hear from a lot of wonderful student speakers, valedictorians, and faculty members, is an adequate celebration of the work each and every one of you have put in. Thank you and congratulations.
Good evening. I'm Madison Chapman from MHS. At this time, please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem by our own Marysville Band under the direction of Mr. Bill Thisson. Please remain standing and join me in saying the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Hi, good evening. I am Jenna Wilcox. It is my pleasure to introduce the following dignitaries and guests. Please rise as your name is called and remain standing until all are recognized. Diane Allen, Superintendent, Marysville Schools. Jonathan Langhouse, Assistant Superintendent, Marysville Schools. Todd Johnson, CFO, Treasurer, Marysville Schools. Kim Jude, Director of Student Services. Tom Powers, Director of Technology. Kelly Walker, Director of School Age Child Care. Chris Campbell, K-12 Instructional. Innovation Director. Ashley Robertson Thompson, Director of Personalized Learning. Kathy McInnes. Thomas Cochran, Principal of MHS. Scott Stackhouse, Assistant Principal of MHS. Sean Williams, Assistant Principal of MHS. Joey Day, Athletic Director. Ken Chafin, Principal of MECHS. Jody Robertson, Assistant Principal of MECHS. Jennifer Hinderer, Principal of Tri Academy. Tanya Ramey, Ohio High Point Principal. The MEVSD Board of Education. Sue Devine, President. Dick Smith, Vice President, Amy Powers, Nan Savage, Brian Luke, Michelle Koffenbarger, Principal of BMS, Heidi Laparo, Assistant Principal of BMS, Kristen Jones, Principal of Mill Valley Elementary, Lynette Lewis, Principal of Naven Elementary, Carol Lentz, Principal of Raymond Elementary. Thank you for all you do for our schools. Would the senior members of the choir please come forward? At this time, please rise as we join the Marysville Symphonic Choir in the singing of the Marysville Alma Mater. Following the Alma Mater, please be seated and enjoy the performance of the choir as they sing Ad Astra to the Stars by composer Jacob Narvarid under the direction of Miss Brianna Bizarro, choir director.
She stood, while the men and maidens fair spread fame throughout the land. Here we learn to work together, learn to do our part. Learned and by this learning molded friendship in our hearts. For we hold the torch of friendship firmly and on high. Pass it on from year to year, illuminate the sky. From the seniors to the juniors, as in days of yore, we will keep the spirit burning on forevermore.
Good evening. I am Stella Moser from MECHS. The designation of valedictorian is given to the top scholars in a graduating class. This year, we have a record number of students who have achieved this high level of academic excellence. The criteria for being a valedictorian is having a 4.1 GPA or higher. Valedictorians were recently recognized at our awards assemblies. Valedictorians, please rise and accept the acknowledgement from your fellow students and our audience. Congratulations to the valedictorians of the class of 2021.
Hi, I'm Kirsten Chalk from MHS. The President's Education Awards program has been recognizing students' excellence and achievements since 1983. Elementary, middle, and high school students are honored each year with a certificate from the President for their academic achievement and hard work. High school students receiving this recognition have achieved a 7th semester GPA of 3.5 on a 4.0 scale, scored college ready on the ACT, followed a college prep curriculum. If those students receiving the President's Education Award this year could please rise and be recognized.
Good evening. My name is Hannah Shelton, and I'm from ECHS. 7 years ago, Columbus State and Marysville Early College embarked on an exciting journey to start a one-of-a-kind early college high school. I am honored to recognize 9 graduates tonight who actually received their CSCC Associate's degree last week. Please stand when I call your name. Morgan Growie, Jeffrey Jennings, Delaney Lewis, Stella Moser, Ryan Nichols, Suraj Patnaik, Aiden Prohaska, and Bailey Wade. Congratulations, CSCC class of 2021.
Good evening, except to everybody on that side who just booed me. Do it again, do it again. All right. More importantly, I'm Megan Mellish from MHS. It is my pleasure to recognize the students who earned the State of Ohio Honors Diploma. The State Board of Education established criteria for high school students to obtain honors diplomas in the state of Ohio. An academic honors diploma recognizes students who have exceeded graduation requirements in the following ways. Students have earned higher level credits or more credits in mathematics, science, and social studies. Students have earned world language credits. And students must possess a GPA of 3.5 or higher with an ACT score of 27 or an SAT score of 1220. The students receiving the State of Ohio Honors Diploma, please rise and be recognized. It is my pleasure to honor 2 students from Ohio High Point who were recently recognized as top senior students. Please stand and be recognized. Hannah Cook and Mason Racer. Congratulations on your academic achievements.
Good evening. My name is Sean Richardson. Each year, we have students make the decision to join our military to serve our country. At this time, we would like to recognize those students who have made that commitment. Please rise and remain standing until all names are read. Please hold your applause until all names have been called. Cameron Antrim, Marine Corps. Danica Bacchus, Air Force. Troy Cruz Rager, Air Force. Nathan Holden, Air Force Reserves. Bailey Johnson, United States Marine Corps. Jesse Lowry, Navy. Maria Martini, Air Force. Nathan Nickel, Army. Adam Platt, Army. Parker Reese, Army. Alexander Stappa, Navy. Hunter Vance, National Guard. Dustin Webb, Army. And Zachary Young, Marine Corps. It is now my pleasure to introduce our valedictorian speakers for this evening. Suraj Patnaik will give the address as valedictorian from Marysville STEM Early College High School, and Catherine Kruger will give the address as valedictorian from Marysville High School.
Good evening. I'm Swaraj Patnaik, and it is my honor to be the 2021 ECHS valedictorian speaker. Thank you. These last 4 years have been some of the best of our lives, but it couldn't have been possible without the school board members, administrators, faculty, staff, friends, and families. So before I begin, I'd like to thank all of them. Let's give them a big round of applause because they made our high school experience unforgettable. Now, it's because of these amazing people that we've had so many shared experiences these last few years. Shared experiences, however, are like a needle in a haystack. They're very rare, but that's the beauty of it. In my opinion, these shared yet unique experiences are the best part of the class of 2021. Our shared experiences and challenges have also shown me how remarkably different our responses to them are. From the whole Bat House ordeal to our STEAM night projects that some of you remember, or maybe even the rigors of classes like chemistry, where we got to experience explosive demonstrations by Mr. Worth, our class approaches challenges in truly exceptional ways. Our choices exemplify how open-minded we are. They exemplify our resilience, and they exemplify our adaptability to challenge. It is precisely these characteristics that we must bring front and center wherever life takes us. I'd like you all to think back to 2017 for a second. Think back to the 8th grade and the stressful choice of going to ECHS or MHS. No matter which school you chose, we can all agree that it has had a profound effect on us. The vast majority of students in this country don't get the opportunity to make a possibly life-altering decision at such a young age. But we kept an open mind to two vastly different schools. One was relatively new with an innovative curriculum, and the other had walls storied with tradition. There was also a choice for post-high school learning that shows our pioneering spirit. College Credit Plus and Advanced Placement was a choice many of us made, and it tells us a great deal about how we undertake challenge. Staying open-minded in all walks of life lets us try new things and not be afraid to fail. It is one of the characteristics that should be brought to the limelight in the future. Another prime example of a unique challenge and equally unique choice is in the form of pathways. When we were underclassmen, the concept of pathways was fairly new. As such, there were those who genuinely found themselves in a pathway like automotive technology or the performing arts. But I think I speak for all of us here when we also knew people who didn't seem to like any of them. I, for one, wasn't a big fan of the health sciences, engineering, or IT pathways at STEM. I chose to do College Credit Plus. But no matter what, though, this shows the grit and determination we collectively have. It's not just shown by sticking with one path until the end, but also to find something that we truly enjoy learning about. In the end, though, if none of you chose anything, it was a helpful learning experience to figure out what not to study. That is the resilience in our character that's so beneficial. Resilience, or persistence, as you all know, is a core tenet of our schools. And for good reason, too. In the future, we'll encounter a diverse array of pathways, whether it's the college, the military, or the workforce. It's up to us to meet them with resilience. Finally, any speech about our class would not be complete without the pandemic. The pandemic, which upended the second half of our junior year and parts of this one. The pandemic, which made us huddle around computers for months and not let us do the normal things from the old times. For a lot of us, COVID-19 seemed quite far away, like an issue that wouldn't really affect us in semi-rural Ohio. But as we all know, that issue from a world away quickly became a reality as sports, holidays, and competitions were canceled. Our awareness of the world became local within a weekend's time as we shaped up to be an invisible senior class. I say invisible because we didn't show up nearly as often to do the regular senior year activities. There were no class meetings or pep rallies, and I know many people who only showed up to school a few times each semester. You know, I honestly wasn't optimistic about having a normal spring as a senior, but being able to have in-person extracurriculars and in-person graduation is a testament to our tenacious spirit, even if that graduation has beach balls flying everywhere. Following the legendary advice of Bear Grylls, improvise, adapt, and overcome, we were able to keep our school open and safe. Instead of greeting our teachers or working in open spaces with friends, we thrived on Zoom and had even more virtual learning than before. In the face of a once-in-a-century catastrophe, we improvised, we adapted, and we overcame. Now, this isn't the last big issue we may face, either individually or as a community, so being as adaptable as we can is paramount. These last 4 years have been mired with challenges, and it's up to us as individuals to face them with the same energy as we have shown in the past. Our class's approach to challenges is truly one in a million. Our choices exemplify how open-minded we are, they exemplify our resilience, and they exemplify our adaptability to those challenges. Moving forward, I urge you all to keep this in mind as we begin the next chapter of our lives. Don't stop trying, don't give up in the face of adversity, and most of all, continue to be your unparalleled selves. It was an honor to be a part of the class of 2021. Thank you.
Administrators, MEVSD School Board, students, staff, parents, and families, welcome to graduation. My name is Katie Kruger, and I'm thrilled to be your 2021 MHS valedictorian speaker. I'm glad to see we've overcome our collective case of senioritis, and I'm thrilled to be here with you all today. To begin, I want to tell you something about myself. I am what is known as a list person. This is not synonymous with being a nerd, I assure you. But for the last 6 years, I've managed my life from a to-do list. Physics problems? Check. Shower? Check. Show choir practice? Check. You get the idea. As I look back over my years at Marysville High School, though, there's another list I want to make. I want us to recognize what our class has been able to accomplish. More specifically, I want to remind you of the 7 important lessons we have learned during our time at MHS. The first 2 lessons are complementary: determination and confidence. First and foremost, our senior class has learned how to be incredibly determined. The pandemic, the hybrid schedule, the Greek mythology unit in English class, and acne. We've faced trials and we have performed with excellence. Our class is defined by so much more than COVID-19. We have friends who have broken school records, and we have peers who are beating cancer today. Through our hard-fought battles, we have grown immensely. This brings lesson number 2. We've learned how to be confident. Thinking back to my own freshman year, I felt perpetually terrified of the upperclassmen. To me, they seemed scary. Most of them could drive. All of them were cooler than me, and some of them had beards. I never wanted to stand out. I didn't have the confidence to be unabashedly myself when I was younger. Now, though, I believe confidence is powerful. It's freeing. In fact, you're looking at someone who voluntarily wore pajamas to school every Thursday and Friday. And that's just me. I've seen classmates performing impromptu songs during biology, dinosaur costumes gracing the cafeteria, and students voluntarily racing Mr. Weithman down the hallway. We are a fearless class. But we are more than just that. I also want to recognize the skills we've gained over our time at MHS. Lesson number 3, the art of procrastination. Not necessarily admirable, but I've seen an impressive number of A-push notes finished the night before they're due. I'm not promoting this, Mr. Cochran, I just know miracles happen. Lesson number 4 is driving. Literally speaking, I can officially say I can park inside the lines in the school parking lot. Most of the time. Just thank the Lord and the superintendent that there are no parallel parking spots. All joking aside, our senior class has become incredibly driven. We have Monarch athletes who will be competing in Division I athletics. We have students who will be attending top academic institutions. We have heroes who will be serving in the U.S. Armed Forces. I have seen our class of 2021 reach for excellence, and I could not be prouder to be with such a group. Lesson number 5, we have learned how to contribute to the greater good. Students in the class of 2021 have started initiatives designed to improve mental health, to advocate for minority students, and to serve impoverished groups beyond our borders. In the classroom, on the sports field, and in our activities, we have had an incredible impact on Marysville High School and within our community. Our parents, our teachers, and coaches have equipped us to do extraordinary things, and I believe we have done just that. This leads us to lesson 6. Our seniors have become leaders. Each of us have set a powerful example for the students to come. Through the friendships we've made, the workouts we've led, and the advice we've given, we have created an incredible legacy. I'd like to think our presence will be dearly missed. Now, I want to turn our final lesson towards the future. Just as each of you have shaped Marysville High School, you will uniquely shape each person you come into contact with. I will leave you with this. We must make the most of every moment. In high school, my carpe diem moments looked like buying 4 sugar cookies from the snack shack and playing Foursquare during stats class. But in the future, we will have the chance to do so much more. Countless others have invested in our lives. Our coaches have trained us, our teachers have challenged us, our friends have walked beside us, and our parents have loved us from the start. Now, we will be the ones to make the most of the opportunities in our future. We will carry the lessons I have talked about today for the rest of our lives. I want to leave you with a poem. It's one I wrote as I was leaving 7th grade, but I've added a line and I believe it rings true today. At this time in my life, to tomorrow, to forever, I'll remember these people for the time spent together, for the moments of happiness, the tears of pure laughter, the thing in my head saying, you'll cherish this after. For few come along at this time in this place to step alongside you and finish the race. So as college comes round and our summer is done, let's take on the world, the future's begun.
Good evening. My name is Thomas Cochran, and it's my pleasure to serve as the principal of Marysville High School. I am so pleased to be here tonight with the class of 2021. This is a crowning achievement of 12 years of education, experiences, growth, friendships, and maturation. It is both the finish line and the starting blocks of your life. There may be no moment that divides the chronological years of your life so distinctly. You are between youth and adulthood, past and future, amazing experiences and endless opportunities. To this day, every adult in attendance here can remember the year that they graduated from high school, and I know that each of you will remember this day as well. Each of you has taken a path that from a distance looks familiar, but upon further inspection, there are 455 unique, individual, and wonderful stories. The stories are just the first chapters of your lives, and no one knows the content of the middle or the end. You are the author, and the potential opportunities that you have are endless. I have witnessed how much you have achieved both inside and outside of the classroom these last 4 years. You have overcome challenges that no other group of young people has ever faced, ever. You have been resilient, persistent, hopeful, and through it all supported each other. The word courage comes to mind. Courage to face whatever is presented. You have been forged in the fires of the unknown and come out stronger, wiser, and ready to face the world head on. You have led by example and set the benchmarks for the classes behind you. I know and believe that today is the start of a bright future for each and every one of you. You will fail at times, but what you do after each failure will shape your lives. Stay confident, but exhibit humility. Be tenacious in your pursuits. Stay true to your values and morals, but be open-minded to the thoughts and contributions of others. The world is littered with talented people who failed and did not persevere, who waited for the next opportunity to come their way. Do not wait. Go out and make your own opportunities. Often, older generations lament about kids today and their fears for the future. Well, for one, I can attest that this group of young people that sits before me today is going to make this community and our schools proud. You will be the next leaders and the next contributors who continue to make this a great nation. Class of 2021, thank you for all that you have done to add to the Marysville schools. The stories that you have written have made you stronger and strengthened our school system and our community. Be proud of who you are and where you're from. You will always be remembered, and you will always be monarchs. Thank you, class of 2021. It is my pleasure now to introduce Mr. Ken Chafin, the principal of the Early College High School.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Cochran. How great and how fitting is it that we get to be in Impact Stadium, one of the finest facilities in the state of Ohio, to celebrate one of the finest classes in the state of Ohio this evening. Join me in a round of applause if you agree. And staying with our tradition at Early College High School, I would like to share the words of your teachers. This is our collective graduation speech to you. We are most amazed by who you are as people, but you're also accomplished. And I would like to share a few of those accomplishments now. A record 9 of you have graduated from college with an associate's degree prior to graduating from high school. Collectively, you have averaged over 20 college credits per graduate. Your total scholarship offers are over $4 million with only 119 graduates total. You were also a part of one of the winningest years in the history of Monarch Athletics, capturing 5 OCC championships and a state championship in girls wrestling. You're also a huge part in our performing arts that have continued to be an identifying point of pride and an example of excellence in this community. Our teachers use the adjectives positive and tenacious to describe you. The habits of mind that our staff referenced when reflecting on your 4 years were flexibility and empathy. Your flexibility was demonstrated as you found ways to thrive during a once-in-a-century global pandemic. And I will hit on empathy in just a second. We also love the way that you can laugh off life's circumstances. The research is unambiguous. Laughter gives us better circulation and airflow throughout our body. It makes our hearts beat better. It helps our lungs function better. Continue to fill your life up with people who make you laugh. I'd like to close by sharing the two things I'm most proud of as your principal. I found it to be so telling that in our conversations and also in our surveys, you indicated that the number one most important thing to you in the spring of your senior year was that the teachers who poured the most into you give you your high school diploma. I wasn't really sure at first if I should be offended by that since I'm the default. But I was proud. There's no greater compliment that you can give to those that have poured so much into your lives. The second thing is how consistently our staff describe the presence and levels of empathy in your lives. In theory, students at a STEM school are not supposed to think as empathetically. We're supposed to be strictly linear thinkers that think about numbers and algorithms as opposed to emotions. And you broke that mold. Remember that everyone you meet is fighting a battle you know nothing about. Remember that hurt people hurt people. Throughout your life, you will encounter rude people. They won't deserve grace. Give it to them anyway. If you treat people as if they're hurting, you'll always treat them right. And you can never, ever, ever have too much empathy. On behalf of our staff, for one last final time, number one, we respect you. Number two, we love you. And number three, we are proud of you. Thank you and congratulations. Okay, to Marysville Schools Superintendent Diane Allen, Board President Sue Devine, and the entire Board of Education. On behalf of Marysville High School Principal Tom Cochran and I would now like to certify that the 455 students seeking diplomas this evening have indeed met the requirements set forth by the Ohio Department of Education and are thereby eligible to receive their diploma. I would now like to welcome Board President Sue Devine to the podium.
Good evening, Mr. Chafin, Mr. Cochran, Mrs. Hinderer, Superintendent Allen. I couldn't be more excited or proud to be here tonight in person on behalf of the Marysville Exempted Village School District Board of Education. My colleagues and I are so honored to accept this class of 2021. Graduates, staff, families, and friends, I want to take this opportunity to thank you all for everything you've done to help us get to this place. We know there have been so many sacrifices, but today it's all about celebrating these resilient, compassionate, hardworking, competitive, thoughtful, kind, innovative, lifelong learners in front of us and a few behind us. Of course, we also recognize the unbelievable support from our staff and community. Talk about teamwork this year. It really gets me choked up just thinking about how dedicated and creative everyone has been to make sure our students had as many opportunities as possible. And boy, did you take advantage of the opportunities. Class of 2021, thank you for making us so proud to be Monarchs. Congratulations to you all.
Okay, I would now like to welcome Miss Jody Robertson, who is going to be introducing our graduates.
Zachary James Fredrickson, presented by Jenny Wing. Colin Patrick Tanner. Lorraine Nicole Trudeau, presented by Joan Trudeau. Madison Nicole Payton, presented by Kelly Friend. Tess Elena Abrams, presented by Elizabeth Adams. Megan Jane Perry, presented by Angie Adkins. Isabella Faith Coe. Colin Tate Cross, presented by Kelsey Ahern. Juan de Jesus Corona. Gracie Mildred Cruz. Kelsey Marie Dye. Hayden Andrew Beckley, presented by Luke Ahern. Paulo Valencia Munoz. Emily Grace Imbrogno. Manuel Enrique Olivares Santamaria. Garrett Joseph Duquette, presented by Tamara Ardrey. Faith Alexandria Nichols, presented by Sherry Anderson. Ainsley Grace Parker. Tyler Dylan Yates. Madison Bailey Wildermuth. Kendall Ray Duke, presented by Nathan Andrews. Lakin Edward Alstrom, presented by Samantha Austin. Kaylin Morgan McCullough. David Joseph Bonzak. Drew Alexander Guy, presented by Sean Andrews. Dylan Alexander Duff. Mia Cara Orabello. Hannah Sarah Elizabeth Shelton. Austin Allen Wynn. Macy Alexandria Vanover. Taylor Michelle Lewis, presented by Mitch Augustine. Madeline D. White. Sean Christopher Richardson, presented by Cheryl Barthow. Caleb Andrew Crookshank, presented by Allison Beers. Ethan David Shaw. Jacob Allen Holland. Jenna Camille Wilcox. Audrey Renee Segraves. Carissa Eileen Myers, presented by Donna Beal. Dustin Hunter Webb. Kayla Ariana Coomer, presented by Heather Bice. Jacob Thomas Dutter, presented by Nicholas Blake. Ian Michael Pete. Andrew James Patterson. Elena Anastasia Snow. Allie Nicole Collier, presented by Catherine Boylan. Molly Brianna Spillman. Christian McKinley Lewis. Drew James Hansen, presented by Brianna Bizarro. Nicholas Alexander McIntosh. Riley Jade Speakman, presented by Emily Blanchard. Jimmy Dang Nguyen. Cassidy Marie Lee, presented by Christian Blevins. Alexander Robert Shaber. Connor William George, presented by Eric Brock. Allison Thurman. Briar Thomas Welch. Andrew Jason Trenary. Zachary Todd Eads, presented by Nathaniel Bracey. Gavin Lewis Cosett, presented by Aaron Brown. Michael Patrick Beverlin, presented by Kevin Brandfast. Justin Michael Dehoff. Madeline Paige Colopy. Caden Matthew Fulkerson. Leanna Marie Spooner. Alden Edward Prohaska. Avery Lauren Botch, presented by Allison Brennan. Alexis Ann Artis, presented by Chelsea Canterbury. Remini Elena Rausch, presented by Stephanie Brown. Hunter Joseph Bliss, presented by Renee Carnes. Madison Nicole Seeley. Tyler Levi Winfield, presented by Victoria Cavor. Ashley Elizabeth Walker. Hayden Michael Ball, presented by Denise Kastner. Ryan Michael Barlow, presented by Dawn Burns. Madeline Elena Bush. Emma Dawn Boger. Carly Lauren Kramer. Kirsten Nicole Trott. Ethan John Mullins. Megan Elaine Volrath. Alexis Ray Riley. Jordan Michael Wilcox. Elijah Christian Salerno. Jalen Nicole Young. Myra Alice Somerville. Maxwell Evans Provich, presented by Ken Chafin. Jacob Benjamin Anliker, presented by Craig Conley. Jacob Michael Lianyu Thomas. Patrick James William Lamaster. Wyatt Matthew Wheeler. Ryan David Kern, presented by Ashley Ducher. Jack Thomas Christian, presented by Amy Christian. Parker Emerson Reese. Alyssa Beth Codner, presented by Abigail Clare. Adam Christopher Platt, presented by Zach Engel. Jack Thomas Behrman. Michael Paul Armstrong, presented by Lois Everett. Sean Wyatt Boysel, presented by Rochelle Conrad. Brooklyn Alexis Ann Bartley. Hannah Nicole Cook. Caleb Ira Dillsaver. Dylanger James Parker, presented by J.R. Cooper. Alexis Elizabeth Greavy. Piper Sylvia Cooper.
Congratulations.
Noah Robert Hammersmith. Caleb Anthony Hickman, presented by Michael Cottrell. Delaney Grace Lewis. Jesse Michael Lowry. Jillian Marie Crane, presented by Timothy Crane. Donovan Miguel Natividad. Evan Perry Brown, presented by Brock Cunningham. Swaraj Patnaik. Garrett Matthew Taylor. Joseph David Anthony Shalep. Mark Donald Frenberg, presented by Beth Curran. Parker Hudson Stubbs. Eva Morgan Slattery, presented by Emily Detweiler. Bailey Tyler Wade. Mason Daniel Larimore, presented by Paul Devine. Ethan Edward Walk. Logan Thomas Neer. Chandler Ray White. Wyatt Ray Sicilian, presented by Renee Fairchild. Shane Gregory Hotham, presented by Scott Forney. Dustin Timothy Hine, presented by Rachel Felicity. Caitlin Renee Bader, presented by Kelly Friend. Haley Nicole Kirby. Joshua Anderson Gear, presented by Michael Gear. Caitlin Whitney Stromp. Gunnar Maxwell Smith. Andrew Jacob Hickey, presented by Mark Fensel. Ethan Trey Allegri, presented by Linda Gordon. Maria K. Wilson. Jacob Matthew Bernardo. Isaiah Antoine Bellio, presented by Inez Finley.
Congratulations. You got the fast pass. Go.
Ariel Christian Bosley. Presley Renee Heisel. Michael Allen Kugosi. Brenton Alexander Ropp, presented by Robert Georgieff. Xavier Donovan Mead. Dylan Samuel Given, presented by Anthony Given. Brandon Michael Schick. Clayton Scott Batdorf, presented by Anda Goodman. Cole Edward Weaver. Devin Lee Hoffman, presented by Wendy Grimm. Cheyenne Alexi Edwards, presented by Kelly Hammersmith. Hannah Elizabeth Grimm. Christian Alexander Marrero. Anthony James Gross, presented by Angela Gross. Caleb Allen Oliver. Carl Jacob Gross. Matthew Ryan William Spitznagel. Thomas Jeffrey Gross. Kelly Nicole White. Olivia Nicole Garner, presented by Scott Hamilton. Eliana Grace Conrad, presented by Shelley Hasser. Clark Edward Hamilton. Lydia Quinn Cunningham. Elena Grace Davis, presented by Cindy Harlan. Lydia Quinn Cunningham. No, I just did that. Elena Grace Davis, presented by Cindy Harlan. Preston Robert Heimbigner. Kaylee Nicole Smith. This is an old list. Rachel Ann Huntsman. Nathan Jeffrey Sprague, presented by Brent Harmonis. Delaney Crimson Keber. Luke Elijah Harper, presented by Carlene Harper. Samuel Pablo. Madison Virginia Andrews, presented by Bailey Hemelgarn. Haley Alexis Plummer. Jeffrey Michael Armstrong. Larissa Ann Smith. Brennan Cole Basinger. Valentina Weffer. Foster James Cross. Cameron Antrim, presented by Jody Henry. Olivia Sharon Davis. Paulo Renz Pena. Leah Nicole Emmons. Ahmed Tijan Sahor. Mackenzie Ann Kempton. Brady Calvin Gaines, presented by Robert Hildreth. Mariana Valentina Rodriguez Torrealba. Troy Alexander Cruz Rager, presented by Dina Hodnicek. Ahmed Walid Ali, presented by Jennifer Henderer. Eva Nicole Mason. Mackenzie Marcel Jean Berdar. Ryan Christopher Nichols. Hannah Marie Davidson. Austin Nathaniel Buckite, presented by Doug Hughes. Braden Allen Graham. Caden Joseph Clay. Benjamin David Johnson. Carson Snowden Kane. Ethan James Johnson. Justin David Marsh. Anna Elizabeth Jones. Ronald Jacob Weigland. Christina Renee Lamb. Eliza Sue Greer, presented by Juanita Jackson. Justin Alexander McCoy. Stephen Thomas Cowan, presented by Dustin Jasinski. Jason Lawrence Wayne Phipps. Morgan Ann Graw, presented by Elaine Jimenez. Chloe Inez Reisner. Zachary Charles Andrew Colwell, presented by Christina Johnson. John Roberts Schutz. Autumn Marie Hoppes. Connor Joseph Scott Simpson. Aaliyah Brooklyn Larrick. Cameron Sean Taylor. Maria Valeria Martini. Madison Lane Williams. Cheyenne Annalise Elizabeth Jepson, presented by Kim Jude.
You made it. Congratulations. I'm proud of you, all right? That's awesome.
Adriana Monet Arevalo, presented by Christopher Johnson. Adam Marcus Dumbald, presented by Danielle Krug. Danica Nicole Backus. Aiden Christopher Johantas. Haley Jane May. Cheyenne Elizabeth Parker. Adelaide Opoku Agiman, presented by Susan Kukas. Bailey Catherine Prestwood. Seun Do. Madeline Shea Gonet, presented by Heather Leckie. Carolyn Ann Frost. Kylie J. Segner. Haley Nicole Saylor, presented by John Kroc. Jasmine Amari Zerker. Destiny Jade Collier, presented by Catherine Langos. Brody Scott Overby, presented by Megan McDaniel. Emma Catherine Knowles. Hannah Riley Scheiderer, presented by Lauren McDonald. Catherine Grace Rubanes. Abigail Ruth Ann Wilson, presented by Cherie McSheffrey. Taylor Ann Nicole Tanner. Olivia Ray Martindale, presented by Cherie McSheffrey. Jaden Isabel White. Megan Marie Mellish, presented by Lisa Mellish. Taylor Monet Young.
Look at you. Congrats. Awesome.
David Anthony Metzger, presented by Joel Metzger.
Have you two met? Hey.
Shayla Jane Hall, presented by Joseph McSwords. Camden Brady Rogers.
That was great. That was smooth. That was smooth. I like that.
Nicholas Andrew Kessler. Anthony William Stewart. Sarah Elizabeth Pierenboom. Draven Davis, presented by Andrea Miller. Dylan Matthew Williams. Christian James Ibera. Logan Joseph McSwords. Ethan Michael Logston. Emily Nicole Myers, presented by Angie Myers.
We can't stop it now. There we go.
Evan Grace McCabe.
You were like a close, second. He kind of forced me into it.
Henry Milton Luther, presented by Beth Nickel. Jagger Lee Dillon, presented by Joshua Montgomery. May Rose Smith. Evan Nathaniel Olivario, presented by Bethany Purdue. Alexander Douglas Stappa. John Connor Thornton. Tyler Nicholas Harrison, presented by Belinda Quisenberry. Joseph Eugene Wellman. Nathan Lawrence Holden. Clayton Andrew Rice, presented by Lorraine Potter. Caleb Isaac Hoyt. Dominic Robert Gantino, presented by Amber Powers. Elijah Gregory Hall. Trey Andrew Storr. Caroline Jaslyn Embragno. Savannah Camille Ward. Shaylin Faith Jackson. Paula Nicole Redding, presented by Linda Prohl. Colby Daniel Kearns. Chloe Ann Bryan, presented by Tanya Ramey. Sarah Michelle Lawrence. Alexis Marie Chapman.
Good to see you again. Congratulations.
Hunter Richard Levings. Jonathan Isaiah Ford. Haley Nicole May. Sophia Natalie Margaret Kidd. Jillian Avery Morowski. Liam Thomas McConaughey. Judith Alejandra Naranjo Gonzalez. Jennifer Erin McKillen. William Tanner Nicholson. Skylar Woodrow Matthew Morris. Grant Cotter Marshall, presented by Aaron Reif.
No, but we all have to leave that way. Congratulations. We all have to leave.
Nathan Andrew Nickel. Macy McKay Riddle. Mason Joseph Racer.
Yeah, congratulations. Nice job.
Kaylee Glory Nicole Arms, presented by John Ritchie. Ethan Gabriel Sprinkles Rangel. Aaliyah Nicole Siders, presented by Carrie Romine. Colby Barnes Allen Smallwood.
Congratulations.
Valentino LaRue Austin, presented by Ricky Schultz.
Hey, how are you?
Maya Carter, presented by Kelsey Shearer. Grayson Robert Howells.
Congratulations. Picture on the left side here.
Taylor Lynn Prince. Jacob Walter Whited.
Grayson, hey. That's my man. Congrats. You're going to miss you. Congratulations.
Connor Maxwell Andrick, presented by Stephen Shearer. Max Jefferson Miller Brown, presented by Beth Seaman. Maya Sophia Badwar. Haley Nicole Smith, presented by Jennifer Siever.
I don't know. She looked like she was mad about something. She's seriously trying.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Congratulations.
Ashton Michael Schmutz, presented by Jeremy Segner. Samantha Elaine Shoemaker, presented by Donald Shoemaker. Cole Dean Young. Jolie Marie Smith, presented by Chad Sines. Zachary William Young.
Congratulations. Awesome.
Austin Douglas Cunningham, presented by Randy Spain. Jaden Hollar Bowers, presented by Scott Stackhouse.
Congratulations. Congrats, Coach Cedric. I like those games. Hey.
Alyssa Norma Catherine Short, presented by Jody Springer. Carissa Dameron Babrick. Alexis Brianna Casey, presented by Cassandra St. John. Grant Morgan Dodge. Riley Thomas Carnes, presented by Luke Sundemeyer. Taylor Marie Finnegan. Catherine Louise Kruger. Derek Allen Johnson. Bryn Marie Richlick. Haley Nicole Markowicz. Braden Marshall McGinnis, presented by Austin Sire. Zachary Walter McMahon.
It's getting crazy out here, man.
That's right. I thought you were doing too.
Ethan Lee Avink, presented by William Thyssen. Logan Mackenzie Pierce.
Zach. All right, McMahon. Congratulations.
Amber Alexis Button. Skylar Jarrett Roars. Neil Ajit James Chopra. Emily Page Rutan. Gavin Stone Lendon. Kayla Ashane Thomas. Patrick Ryan Lendon. Christian Michael All, presented by Ashley Thompson. Gabrielle Mackenzie Stewart.
You made it. I didn't see you in line.
Maria Christine Kessler. Sarah Michelle Zopa. Daniel James Snodgrass. Grace Christine Farley, presented by Hannah Timechuk. Lincoln Alexander Hurd, presented by Curtis Thompson. Kendall Morgan Cromwell, presented by Kristen Volrath. Aiden James Lambert. Destiny Dawn Saberio, presented by Amy Wagner. Nathan John Thompson. Garrett Glenn Walker, presented by Kelly Walker. Zoe Cameron Faith Balderson. Kyla Jace Haas, presented by Angela Walls. Mickey Milan George Berdar, Jr. Caitlin Ashley Bowen, presented by Jennifer Wanamaker. Sadie Piper Burkhardt. Megan Elizabeth Griggs. Jason Logan Hall. Kyla Munoz Jasper. Meredith Alexis Herzog. Caleb Griffin Tornberg. Olivia Grace Ishmael. Abigail Leidy Welsh, presented by Jennifer Watts. Alexander Logan Reveron. Joshua Kai No, presented by Kimberly Wegley. Amber Lynn Wilson. Brandon Joseph Stevenson. Broderick Daniel Cavaney, presented by Abby Watson. Clarence Edward Vipperman III, presented by Morgan Wegman. James Kanan Conaway. Haley Marie Pearson, presented by Jaron Weiss. Devlin Alexander Conrad. Elena K. Boger, presented by Jonathan Weifman. Wade Edward Courtwright. Nicholas Charles Lindsay. Matthew Paul Decker II. Zachary Allen Paliga. Grace Abigail Evans. Carter Todd Sanderson. Jalen Gregory France. Cameron Jacob Sutter. Noah Tucker Groves. Emily Estella Thalman. Jeffrey Hayden Jennings, presented by Chris Wells. Brian Beecher Cunningham, presented by Lindsay Welk. Kennedy Curran Black, presented by Nancy White. Kendall Nicole Ellerbrock, presented by Douglas Weller. Camden May Carter. Lucy Grace Weller, presented by Joanne Weller. Caitlin Rose Krylo. Sarah Eliana Reed, presented by Danielle Williams. Emily Grace Madsen. Daniel Gage Wine. Abigail Nicole Songer. Taylor Madison Burnham, presented by Sean Williams. Hunter Garrett Eugene Vance. Ashley Nicole Dunn. Kai Alexander Longbreak, presented by Jonathan Wing. Madison Lynn Sloan. Stella Elizabeth Moser, presented by Jonathan Wing.
It's in there, man. It's real. We checked it.
Alexa Jill Williams.
You can't leave yet. Congratulations.
Danny Lee Norris. Megan Ray Flanagan, presented by Jason Worth. Tinley McKay Graves, presented by Brooke Young. Samuel Emerson Grubbs. Jordan Parker Johnson. Jackson Daniel Hayes. Gavin Lee Meadows.
All right, you're going the right way.
Sarah Eliza Peterson.
Okay, come on down.
Ariana Elizabeth Mejia. Hannah Renee Bates, presented by Amanda Wink. Hayden Christopher Reed. James Ethan Bates. Kylie Jade Travis. Madison Catherine Chapman. Emma Brianne Withrow. Erica Lynn Duquette. Caleb Lawrence Newland, presented by Christy Young. Amanda Marie Organ. And last but not least, Christian Luke Colvin, presented by Tracy Zoldak.
You did a great job. I just want you to know. Snare drum cymbal back there.
Thanks, guys. Class of 2021, please stand. Congratulations, and it is our honor to say that you may now move your tassels to the left side as graduates of Marysville schools. That's from class. Graduates, on the count of three, it's time to toss your caps in the air. 1, 2, 3.